Hello and welcome to this Vantage steam turbine controller tutorial. In this tutorial we will talk about the Vantage hardware and the front panel. The Vantage hardware consists of a back panel and a front panel. Let's take a look at the back panel first. The back panel is the place where all external wiring and interfaces get plugged in. The external power is an 18 to 36 volt isolated DC input. The operating range of the hardware is -30°C to +70°C. Now, when it comes to communicating with the external world, the Vantage has several options. There are 4 isolated Ethernet communication ports. There are 4 isolated CAN communication ports, each running speeds of 1 megabit. There is one port for an isolated RS-232 or RS-485. And finally, there is one port for an isolated RS-232 that is used for service. Let's review the hardware that serves as the input-output circuitry. The Vantage hardware has 2 speed sensor inputs. In terms of choice of speed sensors, these can be either magnetic pickup, MPU, or proximeter-based. As for analog inputs, the Vantage has 8 analog inputs that are 4 to 20 milliamp channels. These can be with or without loop power. As for analog outputs, the Vantage has 6 4 to 20 milliamp analog outputs. The Vantage has 2 actuator outputs, which can be configured either as 4 to 20 milliamp or 20 to 200 milliamp channels. The Vantage can accommodate 20 discrete inputs with or without contact power. The Vantage also has 8 relay outputs. The Vantage controller also supports expanded I/O options in case you need additional analog and discrete I/O channels. The Vantage complies with heavy industrial EMC requirements, per EN 6100064 and EN 6100062 specifications. Marine type approval is based on IACSURE 10 EMC test requirements for marine qualified versions. Let's move on to the next part of this tutorial. In this part, we'll overview the front panel of the Vantage controller. The front panel display is designed to provide the user with multiple levels of access for configuring, calibrating, tuning, operating, and monitoring the turbine operation. This front panel has an 8.4-inch LCD display with 800 by 600 pixel resolution and a keypad. The numeric keypad allows the user to enter numeric values and text strings directly into the control when a configurable or programmable edit field has been selected. Backspace, or the delete key, is the arrow pointing left. It is used when editing text. The up arrow key functions as a shift key. When making analog adjustments with the adjust key, pressing this key at the same time as the adjust will invoke a faster rate of adjustment. Brightness key. This key is used to adjust the screen brightness. Hold this down and then use the adjust key to increase or decrease the screen brightness. There are 4 LEDs on the left side of the front panel. These LEDs function as indicators and are used to display the Vantage's operation status. The first LED is a summary trip LED on top of the trip view button. This LED will illuminate tread if the unit trips. Next is the summary alarm LED on top of the alarm view button. This LED will illuminate orange if there is any alarm. The other 2 LEDs indicate an I/O lock and CPU health. These LEDs are on top of the mode button. When these are illuminated green, the CPU status is healthy. Okay, let's now look at the buttons on the left of the screen. The view button takes us to the trip or alarm summary screen where time-stamped events are stored. The mode button takes us to a login screen that allows the user to view current permissions and allows changes to the user login level. The escape key allows the user to step back 1 page. The home key brings the user to the home menu for run, service, or configure modes. Pressing it a second time returns the display to the run, or operate, menu home screen. The navigation cross keys are the primary keys for navigating from page to page, or for navigation of the focus on any page. The enter key in the center is used for executing action like in most displays. The gray keys generally perform operational actions, such as enabling, disabling, starting, stopping, tuning, or adjusting values. The black keys are soft key functions that perform the action displayed above them. They can be navigational or operational. The Vantage has built-in detailed tutorials. Users can go through these tutorials to further understand the various functions in the Vantage control. These tutorials are always accessible to the user on the Vantage's control screen. Using the black keys underneath the service button, a tutorial page can be launched. Next, click on the black key underneath the tutorial button. This key allows navigation through the list of tutorials. The tutorials provide on-screen help on topics such as navigation, user levels, operating modes, how to adjust parameters, and more. This concludes our tutorial of the Vantage hardware and front panel. Hope you enjoyed watching.